Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shattering Barriers. And I have my co-host here today with me. This is Will Briere and Paula Callanan. We're going to be talking about the accessible gardens in the city of Lowell. How's everything going, Paula?
Great. Thanks for welcoming me back, and I can't wait to learn more about the community gardens. I'm an avid gardener from way back.
Really?
Yes.
So maybe you can introduce our next guest.
Yes, Community Gardens Greenhouse, Deb Harding, and Amy Farmer.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Can you actually tell us a little bit about yourself and where you came from and how you got involved in this project?
I became involved with the Community Gardens Greenhouse during their first planting season. The greenhouse was founded in 2004 with a woman named Janice Pekorski in partnership with Keep Lowell Beautiful and the Lowell National Historical Park.
What can people grow in this garden?
Last year, we had over 1,000 pounds of food that just came from the gardens at the Community Gardens Greenhouse and some of the other community gardens that we
Well, that's
support.
a lot.
Yes, it was.
I went out to local pantries. And
We bring everything to the mobile food pantry on Broadway Street, or people can donate to other people they know that are hungry. The Plant a Row for the Hungry program, which is national, you don't have to go to a food bank. You could give to a neighbor, another organization, another place, food kitchen, anything of that nature. And the pounds, you just record your pounds and it all gets sent to their organization, and they keep track of nationwide how much food is donated.
How long has the garden been going now?
It was built in 2004. We did our first plant distribution with the Mary Bagigalupo garden on Shattuck Street. In 2005. We became public sort of in 2007 when we had our first Earth Day Festival, which is a free festival that we hold every year, the Sunday before Earth Day. Talk about recycling and planting. We give away plants, and we have some environmental organizations that are there. It's a free day of just fun and learning about gardening and things like that.
Okay. With the fact that this garden has been going for as long as it has, is there a cost associated with anything that can somebody just come down and start the garden?
There is no cost for a plot of land. No cost on the plants, and again, the water and the tools. What I ask as payment is if you're able to contribute 10 hours of volunteer service to the greenhouse in other projects that we have, and then the donations to the food bank. That is the payment.
How did the garden, the whole idea of the accessibility garden come to be, and who thought about it, and what can people grow in this garden?
When we built the accessibility garden, we worked with Ron to make sure that it was accessible to people who could not garden, at ground level. So it was designed for at the height of a wheelchair or a scooter, and so that you could reach across easily and kind of go around in a loop. So that was built by the Dave McKay Contracting and the UDK Honor Society at UMass Lowell came and did all the building. Then we filled it with compost, and now it's just a matter of digging. And so basically a trowel, a spade, and a pruner pretty much.
What's that claw?
Yeah, the weeder, the weeder.
Yeah. So really hand tools are all you
yes,
need.
really all you need at this point.
The soil is really soft and it's really
hands
easy.
for weeding.
That works easiest for me. I find hand weeding works the best.
Exactly. But
Sometimes
for
you need the
digging,
little tool if it's down deep, but really if you keep on top of it,
we
really
put
hand
gloves on
works
and just dig
fine.
a hole, put the plant in.
I've been hearing, that the May 1st around here in the New England area is the best time to start a garden. Some people, I know where I live, we have a community garden, and the guy last year was starting in February to start to dig the dirt up, and it was all hard. And it was like,
You do
crazy.
need warm soil.
Right. So can you give us maybe some good gardening tips for anybody out there who might want to start a garden and just to maybe get involved and start a hobby themselves?
Some of the most important things you need, obviously, are sun, water. You need to weed and prune your plants once they start coming in. To give the plants a really good start, we suggest compost or some type of aerated organic material. That'll give the roots a really good start. You can start earlier on if you're doing things like cold weather, like lettuce doesn't require as much heat. So those you can start a little bit earlier.
Right.
But
If you're going to start a garden, a new garden, so if it's grass, all grass, take some newspaper, lay the newspaper down, put some mulch down on top of it. In 2 to 3 weeks, you'll be able to dig right through that and plant.
Right.
You don't need to do any tilling or any of that. Just spread your area out. Thick newspaper though. Don't one sheet of newspaper, the roots will cut right through. Water it down, put the mulch on top. Community tree, as we use the Econo mulch, $12 a yard. So, and that itself is only about 2 levels above compost anyways. So that will all come down into, helping feed your garden. If you started in the fall, like you plan, say you want your garden to start in the fall. Now we're in fall, so you want to plan for spring. Put a level of leaves there also. Those will break down and also feed your soil. The grass that dies also will feed your soil.
it all becomes compostable.
It becomes
really,
compostable
without-
material. And then when you're pruning, cut it up, chop it up, bury it in the soil. You don't need to drag it away. Obviously, if you got big, huge plants, you probably don't have the space for that.
And how big are the plots?
The ones that
Traditional bed.
yeah, well, that's a good, traditional beds are like 12 by 4.
Uh-huh.
Um,
And the accessibility is 2 feet high.
I
How
think
big
it's
is your-
about,
About 2.5.
it's 2 feet high, but I can't remember the
dimensions. There's probably
It's-
about like 8 by 16 length. It's shaped like a horseshoe.
It's two car lengths.
So you can fit. Right.
Because we took the spaces of 2 car spaces in length, and then we go down about 8.
Well, it's pretty big.
It is
Yeah,
big.
it's a really good space, and people can come in and out. Whether they're in a chair, it's easily accessible from the parking spaces and from the street right there. So that was our main goal, to try to make it as easy as possible for folks to get in and out, and be able to experience the garden, the way. Traditionally, everybody is able to. So, that was really our goal, that, anybody who wanted to come down would be able to get started.
Excellent. Do you have any, is there a website or anything that?
We have a
additional
website,
information?
Community Gardens with an S, greenhouse.org. If you want to reach by email, we have info@communitygardens with an S, greenhouse.org. People leave out the S because it's garden.
Right.
Also, you can contact the Disability Commission, the National Park. Also, you could probably get phone numbers through them. I can certainly give you my number if you'd like
We're on
it.
Facebook too.
Oh,
as one
Facebook,
of the
that's
first
right.
community gardens in Lowell. When the community
Yeah.
garden started in 2004, it literally was the first community garden idea. So, so we've kind of just built from there. So we've had the website for a few, several years, and Facebook page. I think
Yeah.
community gardens.
Yeah.
We have a
So there you
volunteer.
go. There you go. There's a lot to like about Lowell.
Yes, there is.
So thanks guys for coming in and,
You're very welcome.
Thank
and being
you.
a part of our
Thanks
show.
for having us here. And
Thank you.
being
And
able
if
to
you
let
know
everybody
anybody
know.
that wants to garden, send them our way.
Hello, my name is Ronald Eskin. I'm an attorney in Lowell. I've been practicing in the area of Social Security disability benefits for 35 years. The Social Security program serves about 53 million people at this point. 42 million of them are elderly and are retired. About the remaining 11 or maybe 12 are disabled people. I practice mostly with that second group, the people who claim to be disabled. To retire at this point, you need to be 66. If you were born after 1960, when your turn comes to retire, you'll have to wait till you're 67. The early retirement age is still 62 at this point. Maximum benefits for individuals and or for retirement or for disability is $2,325, but on average, the average retired and disabled person gets a check of about $1,000 to $1,100 a month. In order to be eligible as a disabled person, you have to be unable to work for 12 months or more. You have to suffer from what is called a medically determinable impairment. That means something that a doctor can notice, even if you don't really have a diagnosis. Your condition has to last for a minimum of 12 months or more, and you have to be unable to be employed given your age, your education, your work experience in light of your condition. Social Security disability is available to people who have earned the credits. It works just like a car insurance policy. You got to pay for it, and the people pay for it by having FICA taken out of their paycheck. If you take a person's disability and you go back 10 years from that point, they have to have 5 of those years in which they worked. The Social Security disability program pays just like the Social Security retirement program. One can have benefits paid to dependents. They can have benefits paid to survivors, and we'll get into that in a later segment. Thank you.